watching Soulful Discussion.
All right, so hi, how are you doing today?
Hey.
All right. How do we see right now?
We bumped into each other going to Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness right there in the back.
Yep, Planet Fitness.
All right. And so I stopped you. What did I stop you about? What are we trying to do today?
I guess you're gonna ask me a couple questions.
Okay, cool. And then what are the questions gonna be based on? I gave you 3 topics. Do you remember those topics?
I heard health. That's I think that's all I remember. I'm bad memory.
It was part health, but so feet, your thoughts about feet.
Oh, okay.
Mental health, right?
Mental health.
And then reflexology.
Okay.
So now let me ask you this: when you hear feet, what do you think about?
My feet.
Okay,
how
so you
I
think
walk.
okay.
Where I walk. By getting my pedicure.
Okay, cool. That's interesting. You're the second woman that I've talked to who's the first thing they said was I think about my feet, pedicure, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Usually I get you'll be surprised some answers I get from this, but yeah, that's dope. So today we're gonna ask you questions about your thoughts about feet. You just feel free to answer however you like. Okay. Mental health. When you hear that, any topics come to mind? Anything you think about? Anything like that?
I think about definitely eating healthy, taking vitamins, definitely going to the gym, working out, even though it doesn't have to be weights, it doesn't have to be cardio, it could be yoga, body.
Yeah. And I think especially mental health, a lot of times we focus just on what we're doing from a mental base, but like you said, sometimes just going to work out, doing different things like that.
Yep.
Releases those endorphins and stuff in our mind, so it helps you, it promotes good
100%.
things. Absolutely. So today we're going to talk a little bit about social media, the impacts it can have on depression and anxiety. So I'd love to get your thoughts when we get there, okay?
All right.
And lastly, reflexology. Ever heard of it?
No, I was literally going to ask you that too.
Absolutely. So I bet you have. You probably just don't recognize the term.
Probably.
But it's usually something that's pretty common amongst most people. So we'll give you some information on that, and you can tell me your thoughts about it. Okay? All right. So let's get started. What are your thoughts about how the world's starting to become more aware of mental health and what we're doing about it?
It's very concerning to me. I mean, I'm a person. Well, me and my family are very open. We don't believe in any drugs, anything like that. So I was learned in school to wash your hands on a daily basis, to take your vitamins is very important.
Yeah.
Vegetables are very important, you know?
So true.
It has those natural vitamins, fruits. I learned on a daily basis where I used to live.
Absolutely. That's dope, man, because and I think especially when everything happened with the pandemic, one of the things I always found shocking was we had to tell people to wash their hands.
Yeah, exactly. That's one thing that was that's something you learn in school on a daily basis. It's right in my school, in private school, I was in Santa Barbara at the time.
Yeah.
Right away before you go into class, wash your hands. Yeah, we had every 3 sinks before you go into the classroom. So I was just wow, when the pandemic hit, it's you learn that in school. Yeah. You have to remember how to wash your hands.
And it's interesting because I can even remember as a child, my mom always promoted that with us. When we would come in from playing outside, her biggest thing was just not only wash our hands, she would tell us to wash all the way up to our elbows. She was making sure there's no dirt and that. So it was everything. So yeah, it's really dope. In terms of social media, right? First of all, what are your thoughts about social media and how do you use social media?
Well, actually, I'm trying to cut out social media. Very funny part. I learned after being in social media for so long that it kind of brainwashes you. It doesn't motivate you yourself. You never learn about yourself. You learn about whatever you see on the internet. It's okay, I see this beautiful woman. I want to become her. I want to become her body. It's okay, I see people creating this or I'm creating that. But at the same time, it's I'm trying to figure out me, not what social media says.
Okay. Yeah, that's dope. I think that's definitely what we're seeing a lot of, right? They're promoting a certain look and a lot of people don't see it. But it's if you pay attention, you'll see all these people look the same, and this is all and it's you're trying to promote people to look this way, feel this way, or whatever like that. It's absolutely true. So let me ask you this, right? Follow up question to that. Let's say somebody came to you and said, change whatever you want about social media, right? You got the power to change something. Is there anything you would change?
Wow, I've never asked that question before. I guess I would say bullying.
Bullying. Okay.
Yeah, to stop bullying on
think it's
social
a big
media.
one,
Yeah, 100%.
I think it's a big one. I think that a lot of people, especially the younger generation, right? Cyberbullying is something that's been found to be
100%.
happening a lot, man. It's interesting because I can remember back going to high school, right? If somebody wanted to do that, they had to do it in person.
Yeah.
And like are usually like
Face to face,
or they're passing notes or something like that, but nothing like where it's like
really online.
yeah, it's like everybody can see it. So
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's crazy. In terms of anxiety, right? Is there anything that brings you anxiety? And if so, follow up to that. What do you do with
If I experience anxiety,
yeah,
going working out.
work out. We
Take
get
all
that
that
gym.
stress out. It
Okay.
definitely helps out.
That's dope. That's dope. So, are you somebody who doesn't typically like deal with anxiety a lot?
I do.
You do.
I have a lot of history with my family actually.
So let me ask you this: what are some things that you deal with? Not and don't go too deep.
Yeah.
Maybe more surface level. What are some things that cause that for you?
I guess talking about like people talking about me. I guess in a way, like I'm hearing this, and it kind of loses my motivation in life and my goals. It kind of stops me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that's my anxieties. Like that kind of like it's like, oh, where I'm gonna go? Is this person right? Is this person right?
So is it like the expectations like they place on you, like that, like people feel like you should do this or you should be this way, and it's like you have your own like set of like standards and goals that you want to set for yourself, right? I got it, man. I think we all deal with that at some point. So yeah. It's definitely great. Let's get into these questions. I'll be intrigued to see how you feel about these. Right? What are your thoughts about your feet? How do you feel about them?
I have a nickname for my feet actually.
Okay. What's your nickname?
Well, my best friend actually kind of name is Chicken Nuggets.
Chicken Nuggets. I've never heard
The only reason why is because my thumb, I don't know if you can zoom in or something, my you can see they're two different shapes. And they're kind of same size as the chicken nugget. So I don't know.
That name just came out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. She was just like, you know what? Your toes, your feet are my chicken nuggets.
Oh wow.
So I was like, okay. Sounds good.
It's like I guess this is what we're doing now. Right? Got it.
But in general, I'm kind of grateful for my feet. Yeah. Not a lot of people have feet.
So true.
I'm grateful that I walk.
I always tell people about the parable that I've heard of when I was little, and it was about the guy complaining about not having shoes.
Oh.
And he looked over and sees the guy with no feet, and then it's like, oh, okay, like this thing's in perspective for you, right?
Yeah.
So like, be thankful for what you have, right?
100%.
Absolutely. So like, now you said you have a nickname for people, but you didn't really answer my question.
Oh, sorry.
How do you feel about them? Not your friends, but how do you feel about them?
I don't have a problem with it, honestly.
Okay.
I always think it's a blessing.
There it is. All right. But let me ask you this: have you ever received compliments? No, nobody. Chicken nuggets. Anybody ever said, "Hey, you have nice feet"? Anything like that?
Probably. Maybe.
Probably?
Maybe in the past, I don't remember clearly right now. Maybe they have.
All right. So let me ask you this: like, since you said you probably don't remember, if you did, let's say you were wearing sandals, somebody like was crossing your path, and they said, "Hey, you have really nice feet." How would that make you feel?
Good, actually. My body's not great. I'm happy about it.
Well, you'd be surprised because I don't get that. Sometimes
really?
I guess like when they hear that,
very insecure.
Yeah, it makes them start to think about it more. Like, right, it's like, damn, he's complimenting me. I feel like, okay, like what about him now? They're starting to focus on it, and I'm like, sometimes compliments are just designed to make us feel good. Now I'm saying they're just complimenting you. They're not saying anything behind it. They're just, hey, you have nice feet, and they keep walking. Like, something that you
it's a random comment, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's a compliment.
But let me ask you this, right? Because I always ask this. Like, I get some women who say to me, like, oh, it make me feel weird, it make me feel like this, and I'm like, so like, is it different if somebody compliments you on your hair, your eyes, your hands? And they're like, yeah, well, because everything's up here. And I'm like, but they're still like looking at you and pointing something out, right? Yeah. You don't see that, like, because you don't truly know like what somebody's intentions are just based on what they're saying. Like, I could be saying your hair is nice, but I have a hair fetish, right?
Yes.
You never know, right? So I'm just saying, so I always try to put that into perspective for people. Like, be careful, like, sometimes
exactly.
you jump into judgment, and like maybe you should just like relax a little bit. So, in terms of compliments you do receive, right? Not just about your feet, but in general, is there a certain type of compliment you prefer to receive? Like, if somebody gives you that compliment, you're like, man, I really like that. Let's do it.
I always like getting the compliment of, I have a beautiful smile.
Okay, that's great, man. I think that to me, compliments like that, that like kind of like I think hit on something different. Yes. Right, because it's not necessarily a feature as more as it is something that's like a part of you because you have that smile strong. Absolutely. Yes. In terms of like if you were dating somebody or going to start dating somebody, right? What's something you would consider to be like a deal breaker? Something you're like, not dealing with that. Not for me.
Well, that's not for me, or what's like, would I?
Yeah, you're like, I'm not dealing with that. That's not for me. Can't be in that situation.
I guess baby mama drama.
Okay, baby mama. Oh, okay, wow, okay. Now, so let me ask you this, because like I think this is the third time I've heard that, right? So
Okay.
now let's say that is it somebody who has kids, or you just saying somebody who has the drama that comes with it?
That comes with it. The
Okay.
drama that comes
So if somebody had kids, but everything was under control, and it was like,
yeah, I'm happy. I'm
you're
good.
good.
I'm
You're
good.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's just that
I'm a
if you-
good kid best friend, you know.
Absolutely. It's just if you have to deal with that extra stuff on the side. I feel
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
I don't think anybody wants to like be in a situation like that where it's like you having to deal with like what somebody else has going on the side. It's like, dude, I'm in this relationship with you. I don't want to deal with all that. Absolutely, absolutely. In terms of pedicures, how often do you get them?
To be honest, every 2 months maybe.
2 months. Okay.
I know that's a nasty.
Is
but it's
that
true.
no? That's all good. So, do you do any self care yourself, or you just go to?
Usually self care myself.
So you're like taking care of them, but then you go every 2 months.
Yeah. I had experiences in New York actually. I found out that one nail salon did not clean their tools, and I went there every week, and then it was really bad. So ever since then, a doctor always told me, you know what, do it yourself.
Yeah.
Do it yourself, because that's the safest way. You won't get any fungus. You don't get nothing.
So true. I think that's something I definitely like when I'm going out and doing this. Like I try to like make sure I talk about medical pedicures. I'm sure because you said you spoke to a doctor. So yeah, going to a podiatrist, like letting them take a look at your feet, like they can look at like different insights, tell you like what's going on with your feet, right? Is there a certain type of lotion you can use? Like if you do have dead skin or fungus, they can do all the work there with medical grade equipment, right? So like I'm glad that you said you've had some experiences with that already, because like that's a big thing. So now, like since you've been here, have you found anywhere to go get pedicures? Okay, I got a spot for you.
Oh, do you?
Really nice spot. I got a spot for you. Cool. How do you wear open toe shoes now that you're not, where you were living at before? You're in California, 70-degree weather pretty much year round. How often you wear open toe shoes?
Every day now.
Every day.
Every day.
It's like, wait a minute, I got a chance to go outside and like, let's do it.
Or sometimes I don't even do sandals. I have to go barefoot.
Really? Okay. So that was my next question. How often do you go barefoot?
Every day too.
Every day. Okay. So you've heard of earthing and grounding before?
Yes.
Okay. So like, let me ask you about this. Like, how does it feel? Like the difference between like wearing shoes and then going from that to like just going barefoot and just like being around.
Honestly, I like being barefoot more than wearing sandals.
Okay.
It's just because I like to feeling the ground.
Yeah.
Like practically, if you really think about it, in history, no one had shoes.
Nobody had shoes. Like that was something that we constructed to like.
Exactly. Yeah. So why not feel the nature in?
So true, man. It's a big part of it, man. I think that like from what a lot of the women tell me, like one woman described it perfectly. She was like, imagine like coming into the world, coming to the world with shoes on, right? And then I had somebody try to be funny with me. She was like, "But at the same time, coming to the world with clothes on," and I'm like, "Yeah, okay, man, come on." Like, all right, I get you what you're saying, but at the same time, this is like something that's supposed to be hitting on a deeper touch. Like, you don't come into the world with like shoes or socks on like some of your funnest times as a kid. Outside, running around, barefoot, like you're not thinking about anything, right? And the lady was like, imagine that that's the same thing as an adult. Now that you have these bills, you have all these responsibilities, but just taking time to like go ground in grass or over in the sand, like at the beach, and just listening to the wind, like that type of feeling, like it's something that can bring you freedom. Like, and just even if it's just for that 15 minutes, but it'll allow you to have that. So, absolutely. All right, so now, putting you to the test now. Okay. Can we see what your feet look like?
Sure, why not?
Cool. Let me see here. Can we get this chair? Let me grab this chair. Sure. Real quick. All right. Cool. Over here, actually.
Oh, it's so dark.
Yeah. Get right in the sun. All right, cool. And then you can just take your shoes off for now. Just leave your socks on. All right.
Both of them or just one?
Both of them.
All right.
What size do you wear for a
depends on the shoe.
So if it's like a sandal, is it a size smaller?
7, smaller. Yeah.
Smaller, so you were out 7.5.
7.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Put your feet up there. Okay. All right. So size 7.5. Okay. Now tell me, is your second toe bigger?
Yes.
Okay. So nothing wrong with that. I don't know if you know, there's different styles of toes, right? So they have the bigger toe. If it's bigger, it's Egyptian, right? So your toe alignment is the Grecian toe alignment, which is like a Greek toe. So you may have some Greek lineage in there somewhere. So just so you know. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, cool. All right, cool. I'm gonna actually get you to square up a little bit more this way.
All right.
All right, and then let me get you to like straighten stretch your legs all the way out.
Oh, stretch it all the way out.
Yeah. So he's cool. I'm gonna have to actually get from this angle. This is actually pretty hard to do. All right, cool. You can take your socks off. All right. And they're natural right now, I can imagine.
The little gel and then some of the
little gel? Okay. That's dope. Okay, so I can see like what you're talking about in terms of like your bigger toes, but they look nice. I think you don't have any toes that are like out of alignment or anything like that. Like you'll see some people, they got like toes out of alignment. So if you guys, I can see your bigger, like I said, the second toe is a little bit longer, and then cool. Let's get you to stretch out. All right. Bottoms. Okay. All right. So let me ask you this, right? Pretty sure you've never had an experience like this before. How are you feeling right now going through this? Leave your feet up. I'm gonna go
a little awkward.
A little awkward. Okay.
But hey, life is.
Any anxiety?
No, it's making me laugh more than anything.
Okay. Leave your feet out. Like I said, we're gonna go through a couple more exercises. Okay.
Right,
so
cool.
let me talk to you a little bit about the mental health or like what got me started into like wanting to do this. So during quarantine, right? I was watching another guy's channel. He's talking about exposure therapy. Are you familiar with that?
No.
So exposure therapy is for people who like tend to be overthinkers, right? So they're presented with a situation, they tend to think like, oh, this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen, right? And in reality, a lot of those things that we create in our own minds, they're not really gonna happen. It's just like our minds and our emotions are telling us like to feel this way, so that we can like not go through something. Right? So it's like an easy way for us to be like, well, I'm not gonna do it, right? So a therapist prescribes people who deal with that like on an extreme level, like go out and put yourself in that situation, right? Whatever it is that's making you feel uncomfortable, right? Yeah. You're supposed to do it over and over again, right? So you can like get used to like how those emotions feel, right? So like I'm in this moment, this is how I feel, but is anything bad happening to me? Is anything like, and like when you can recognize that, you learn to like regulate your emotions, you learn how to deal with them so that you can like start to experience better moments in your life, like putting yourself out there, right? Yeah. Because if we like, if in life, if every time something happened, we just sat back and was like, oh, I'm not gonna do it because I'm afraid, you would never do anything, like, right? So basically, that's the whole thought process behind like put yourself out there and see what happens. So when I heard that, I was like, man, really dope. In the past, I wasn't somebody who was like that. I was like always overthinking everything. Whether it was like I see a girl and I'm like, man, she's really pretty, but like I don't go talk to her because I'm like, she might have a boyfriend, she might say no, she might make like a public spectacle where I get embarrassed or something. All these thoughts come in my head, but I don't know until I go do it, right? So I was like, man, okay, let me put this out there. Let me combine that with the subject of feet, right? A lot of people tend to feel strange about it. They think it's a weird topic. They think it's like taboo. They think that there's like negative connotations attached to it. So I'm like, can we do that? Let's combine that together, interview women, see what their thoughts are, see if they can be comfortable as we're having an interview when we get to this portion, see if they can like get out of their comfort zone and still be comfortable, right? And my thought process is, so let's say that there's somebody who's interested in feet, right? They like feet. Mm-hmm. They might have a hard time expressing that to somebody because they're like, damn, like, they're gonna make fun of me, they're gonna think I'm weird, they're gonna think this, right? But through my interactions, the reactions that they see from different women, they'll be able to tell, like, well, no, not every woman feels that way. Like, there may be some who feel like that way, but I'll never know until I go up and I approach. So that's what it's all about. Okay. What are your thoughts about that? Because I'm like trying to normalize the conversation.
Actually, that's awesome.
Okay.
I always motivate people to do something different. I've done that. I've learned that in my childhood. Yeah. Like I moved to cross country by myself with no family, no nothing.
Like you said, all the way from somewhere else to just see what happens.
Yep, right? Exactly.
And you said you've been loving it so far. Like it's been a dope experience for you.
Honestly, it has.
And like think about if you would have like listened to any of those like. Now, I'm pretty sure it came up in your mind, right? There was thoughts like, damn, I'm gonna be all the way over here. There's nobody gonna be there or whatever like that. But it's like you were able to like push yourself out there and like now you're reaping the benefits.
Yep, exactly.
Absolutely. So that's what my channel is about in terms of when it comes to the mental health. Trying to see if we can get to that. So let's talk about reflexology. Okay. All right. Reflexology is about different pressure points, right? You have your hands and your feet. Right? Does that sound familiar now?
Yes, it's like what was it? The needles and like you put in your face and your ears.
As acupuncture, you can do massage. Yes. You can do acupressure. All those things like tend to like alleviate stress and tension through like all these different parts of your body. So yeah, when you go into let's say for example you were somebody who were like dealing with like extreme migraines, right? Mm-hmm. There's a portion of your foot and your hands you can massage that will alleviate that tension you feel in those movements, right? Yeah, there's also a piercing you can get in your ear. Yes. That does the same thing. Absolutely. So yeah, so what are your thoughts about that? You said you kind of heard about some of this. Like,
honestly, that's awesome. Like no lie, I did acupuncture before.
Sweet.
When I was 15. Okay. I did it in my ear, I guess, because of my sinuses, and it helped out a lot.
A lot. Okay.
I also heard that the headache, I hear like something on your wrist or something like that.
Yeah, it's like right in here.
Oh yeah.
It's also on your foot too, like right at the base of your big toe.
Yeah.
Right down there, there's like another
okay.
portion to apply pressure to.
I heard this one, but I think it's a rumor.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. When you really need to go to the restroom, like pee and you can't go, you pulled here and you just massage it. You don't have to go to the bathroom anymore.
I've never. Okay.
I don't know. I heard
I'm actually trying that one because like there's times sometimes you're out and you're like, man, I really gotta go, and then it's like there's no bathroom. I might have to start trying that one just to make sure. That's a good one. I like that. Okay, nice. So with that being said, like we enter reflexology, we usually talk about sensitivity, right? How ticklish do you tend to be?
I'm very sensitive.
So when you go get pedicures, are you really ticklish?
Yes.
Okay. I have a trick for you.
Okay.
Do you mind if we test it on camera? Is that okay?
I don't mind.
Okay. Extend your feet back out. How you have
Okay.
it? All right. So what I'm gonna do, let me get you turned a little bit more this way. There we go. I'm gonna start with the right foot. I'm gonna work my way from bottom to top. Tell me where it's most sensitive and then which foot is most sensitive. Okay.
Oh my God. I'm
Sound
really
good?
laughing already.
All right. 1, 2, 3. All right. Where do you feel that? Right. So it's right in the artery. What about at the top?
Not really.
Not so much. And you didn't feel anything really at the bottom, right?
No, it's more in the middle.
More in the middle. Okay. I'm gonna try the left now. I want you to tell me if this one is worse. Okay. One's usually more worse. Okay.
Yes.
1, 2, 3. All right. This one is less.
Yes.
So it's your right. Are you right-handed?
Yes.
Okay. Here's my trick for you. Okay. I want you to try this. Wiggle your toes. Do this. Do you feel it less?
Oh.
Is it less?
Oh. Okay.
Do you know why?
Why?
So because like first of all, your mind's actively thinking about doing something, right? You're focusing on that, right?
Yeah.
But second of all, your muscles are moving, so it won't pick up on that sensation that it feels. All right. Let's try the left. Tell me if it's less here too.
Okay.
Wiggle here. Less. Don't feel anything, right? There it is. Free little tip right there.
That's awesome. I'm definitely doing that in my next pedicure.
Yeah, so when you get your pedicures, I'm always telling them that when you go out and get your pedicures, if you're like violently ticklish, man, give your toes a little wiggle, man. It'll like alleviate some of that for you. All right, we need to do a couple exercises. This is going to test dexterity and flexibility. Okay. Actually, let me just put your feet up here because that way I can get a better angle because from right here, it seems like it is very hard for me to see those bars. All right. So here's what I'm going to get you to do first, okay? Bend your toes, make a fist. Tell me if you feel pain or discomfort while you're doing it. Is that easy to do, hard to do? Do you feel any pain, any cramping?
No.
Easy
to do. Yeah.
Relax, okay? Spread your toes. Tell me if you feel pain or discomfort. Is that easy to do? You have a good spread. So
thank you.
Really good, okay? Relax now. Okay, lastly, wiggle your toes for about 10 seconds. Tell me if you feel pain, discomfort, cramping, anything like that. Is that relatively easy? Not too hard?
I think this one's hurting a little bit.
This one's cramping. Where is it at?
My thumb right here.
Okay, I got a trick for you once we're done. Okay. Give me a little bit more. Tell me, is it still pretty actively right here?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Got a trick for you. All right, cool. Go ahead and put your shoe socks on. All right, so here's a trick for you. Like when you wake up in the mornings, take a golf ball or tennis ball, right?
Right.
Roll your foot across it. What it'll do is it'll loosen up all those muscles, those tendons that you have in your feet, right? And start to allow it to be like a little more flexible. You can also like practice some of those movements that we just did right now. Cause like, it's just like going to the gym, right? When you work out, like when you're doing like constant like movements, your muscles become more like used to it, right?
Yeah.
So that's what you need to do. Cool?
Okay.
All right. So let's wrap up this interview.
All right, sounds good.
First, in terms of my approach, when I came up to you and I asked you to do the interview, was it good? Was it bad? What were your thoughts about my approach?
It's good.
Okay.
Me personally, I assumed it's like one of those TikToks that give you a random ass question.
Like,
I was like, I never been through this. I don't know.
Or one of those ones like the dudes be at the mall and like they just go randomly go up asking all the questions. No, nothing like that. So I'm gonna share my YouTube channel with you too, so that way you can see.
All right, sounds good.
All right. So in terms of like the interview as a whole, right, start to finish, did you see how everything was going on? Did it make sense?
Yes.
Did you learn anything?
I did.
What's up, huh?
I
Absolutely.
did.
Especially for pedicure. I'm good now.
I'm definitely doing that every day now.
I'm telling you. So the last thing I always ask from a mental health standpoint, a life lesson you learn, wise words that maybe somebody shared with you at one point that you could share on my channel that could be helpful. And it could be anything.
Health-wise? Or
no,
just anything?
In terms of like, just like life in general, like things that helped you out.
Life is short.
Okay.
Life is short. Whatever you want to do and it's kind of pushing you back, do it anyway. Definitely do it. Just jump off that cliff. If you really want to do that dream, just do it.
Absolutely. Because the worst that can happen, and this is what I usually find in those situations, right? Worst that's going to happen is like it doesn't go the way you want it. You end up in the same situation you were in. Exactly. So it's like, why not see if you can push yourself further than that, right? Yep. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much.
No worries.
Appreciate you stopping to do this on this Easter Sunday. All right. And
happy Easter.
Absolutely. Happy Easter. All right. And we hope that you have a great one, okay?
Thank you, you too.
All right.